Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Take a slow, deep breath with me. In and out. That's it. Think for a moment about someone you deeply care for. A best friend, a beloved family member, even a cherished pet. If they were struggling, if they made a mistake, if they were facing a difficult challenge, how would you respond? Most likely, with immense patience, understanding, kindness, and unwavering support. You'd probably offer words of comfort, a warm hug, or simply a listening ear, never judging, never shaming. Yet, how often do we extend that very same profound kindness to ourselves? When we stumble, when we make a mistake, when we feel inadequate or overwhelmed, what's the first voice we often hear? For many of us, it's a harsh, relentless inner critic. That voice tells us we're not smart enough, not capable enough, or simply not good enough. It pushes us harder, often leading to burnout, anxiety, shame, and a deep, gnawing sense of inadequacy. This constant internal battle can leave us feeling profoundly exhausted and alone in our suffering. But what if there was another way? What if, instead of relentlessly pushing ourselves with judgment, we could motivate ourselves, comfort ourselves, and empower ourselves with unconditional kindness and understanding? Today we're talking about a revolutionary, yet profoundly intuitive practice that offers exactly that: self-compassion. It's not about letting ourselves off the hook. It's about acknowledging our suffering with tenderness, offering ourselves the same gentle care we'd give to someone we deeply love, and allowing ourselves to be imperfectly human. And I promise you, learning this skill is absolutely vital for our emotional well-being, our resilience, and our ability to truly thrive and connect with the world around us. In this video, we're going to embark on a journey together. We'll dive deep into what self-compassion truly is, differentiating it from common misconceptions. We'll explore the incredible, scientifically backed benefits it offers for your mind, body, and relationships. And most importantly, you'll be guided through practical, actionable steps and real-life examples so you can start cultivating this powerful inner resource in your everyday life. I hope that by the end of this session, you'll have practical tools and a renewed sense of gentle understanding and profound self-worth. What is self-compassion really, beyond misconceptions? The term self-compassion might initially conjure up images of weakness, self-pity, or even self-indulgence. Many people hesitate to embrace it because they worry it means abandoning their standards or simply feeling sorry for themselves. But let me assure you, this perception couldn't be further from the truth. Self-compassion is, in fact, one of the most courageous, strengthening, and profoundly healing acts you can engage in. It's about facing your pain, not avoiding it, but doing so with profound kindness. What is self-compassion, the core components? According to Dr. Kristin Neff, a leading pioneer and researcher in the field of self-compassion, this powerful practice has three distinct, yet interconnected core components. Think of them as three essential pillars that, when combined, create a robust and stable foundation for your inner well-being. Pillar 1. Self-kindness versus self-judgment. This component is about actively choosing to be warm and understanding towards ourselves when we suffer, when we make mistakes, or when we feel inadequate, rather than falling into the trap of harsh self-criticism. Instead of ignoring our pain or relentlessly punishing ourselves, it's about offering ourselves gentle comfort and support. Imagine a close friend confiding in you after a setback. You wouldn't lash out at them, would you? Self-kindness means extending that same patient, nurturing response to yourself. It's asking, how can I comfort myself in this moment of pain? Instead of immediately defaulting to, what's wrong with me? I'm such a failure. It's about soothing, not shaming. Pillar 2. Common humanity versus isolation. This pillar is deeply profound. It recognizes the universal truth that suffering, imperfection, and making mistakes are not unique to you. They are intrinsic parts of the shared human experience. When we're struggling, it's incredibly easy to feel isolated, to believe, I'm the only one who feels this inadequate, or everyone else seems to have their life perfectly together. Common humanity reminds us that pain, disappointment, and inadequacy are deeply connecting experiences. They are what bind us together rather than separating us. It's the realization that just by being human, you are imperfect, and that's okay, because so is everyone else. Pillar 3. Mindfulness versus over-identification. This component involves observing our painful thoughts and emotions with a balanced, non-judgmental awareness, without getting completely swept away by them or trying to suppress them. It's about acknowledging our suffering directly, consciously, without getting lost in the narrative of our pain or letting it define our entire identity. It's saying, I am experiencing sadness right now, rather than believing I am sadness. It allows us to hold our pain in awareness like holding a fragile object without letting it consume us. It's the pause before the reaction. So when we put these three pillars together, self-compassion is about intentionally responding to our own struggles with kindness, a deep recognition of our shared human experience, and a balanced, mindful awareness of our pain. It's a radical act of self-acceptance. Now that we've defined it, let's address some of the common misconceptions that often prevent people from embracing this transformative practice. Clearing these up is essential for you to fully commit to self-compassion. Myth number 1, self-compassion is self-pity or weakness. The truth. This is perhaps the most common misconception. Self-pity tends to magnify our individual suffering, making us feel uniquely victimized and isolated from others. It's self-focused in a way that can be draining. Self-compassion, however, recognizes suffering as a universal shared experience, connecting us to common humanity. It's not about wallowing, it's about courageously facing our pain with gentle presence, which is an act of immense strength, not weakness. It helps us feel more connected, not less. Myth number 2, self-compassion is letting myself off the hook. I'll become lazy or complacent. The truth. This is another big fear, especially for high achievers. But paradoxically, research consistently shows the opposite. Self-compassionate people actually have higher personal standards for themselves and are more likely to take responsibility for their mistakes. Why? Because when you're not paralyzed by the fear of harsh self-judgment, you can honestly see your flaws and areas for improvement. You're motivated by a desire to thrive and learn, rather than by fear of failure. Kindness is a far more effective and sustainable motivator than relentless criticism. Think of it like this. If you constantly shame a child for making a mistake, they might hide it. If you respond with understanding, they'll be more open to learning from it. Myth number 3, self-compassion is selfish or narcissistic. The truth. Again, quite the opposite. When your own emotional cup is filled through self-compassion, you have far more capacity to give to others without depleting yourself. Self-compassion replenishes your emotional resources, making you more resilient, more empathetic, and more patient not just with yourself, but with those around you. It's a foundational step towards genuine, sustainable compassion for the world, because you can't pour from an empty cup. Clearing up these myths is crucial because they often form the hidden barriers that prevent us from fully embracing the power of self-compassion. Know that these fears are normal, but they don't have to define your approach. Now that we understand what self-compassion truly is, let's dive into why this practice is nothing short of revolutionary for your emotional well-being and overall life. The benefits are extensive and backed by a growing body of rigorous scientific research. This isn't just a feel-good concept. It's a vital psychological tool. Number 1, reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. When we're locked in a cycle of self-criticism, our bodies automatically activate the fight-or-flight stress response. This floods our system with cortisol and adrenaline, keeping us in a state of chronic vigilance, which directly fuels anxiety and depression. Self-compassion, on the other hand, consciously activates our care and affiliation system, the parasympathetic nervous system. This releases calming hormones like oxytocin and naturally occurring opiates. This literally calms your body from the inside out, reducing feelings of stress, anxiety, and depression. It's a profound physiological shift towards peace and safety. Number 2, increased resilience and sustainable motivation. This is a game changer for many. As we discussed, the common belief is that harsh self-criticism pushes us to do better. However, research consistently demonstrates that self-compassion leads to greater, more sustainable motivation and significantly boosts resilience. When we treat ourselves kindly after a setback or failure, we're less paralyzed by fear of judgment or inadequacy. We're more willing to try again, to innovate. and most importantly, to genuinely learn from our mistakes without falling into a spiral of shame. It fosters a genuine growth mindset, allowing us to pivot and learn without being derailed by self-punishment. Number 3, enhanced emotional regulation. When we practice self-compassion, we cultivate a capacity to sit with difficult emotions, whether it's anger, fear, sadness, or shame, without being completely overwhelmed by them or resorting to unhealthy coping mechanisms like suppression or denial. Instead of exploding in anger or spiraling into despair, we can mindfully acknowledge, this is really hard right now, and it's okay to feel this. This conscious, kind acknowledgement allows us to process emotions more effectively, helping them move through us naturally, rather than being hijacked by their intensity. Number 4, improved relationships with others. This is a beautiful ripple effect. When we are kinder, more understanding, and more accepting towards ourselves, we naturally become more compassionate, patient, and empathetic with the people around us. Our inner dialogue impacts our outer interactions. We project less of our own insecurities and anxieties onto others, reduce our desperate need for external validation, and can show up more authentically, vulnerably, and lovingly in our connections. Self-compassion creates the inner security necessary for truly healthy, fulfilling, and compassionate relationships. Number 5, enhanced overall well-being and stable happiness. Unlike traditional self-esteem, which often fluctuates wildly based on external achievements, social validation, or how well we perform, self-compassion provides a stable internal foundation of self-worth. It doesn't depend on how good we are or how well we're doing. It's an ever-present source of support that's always there, regardless of circumstances. This leads to a more consistent sense of inner peace, contentment, and a genuine, stable sense of happiness that isn't contingent on external factors. It's an unconditional acceptance of self. And beyond these profound psychological benefits, studies also suggest that self-compassion can lead to better physical health outcomes, including lower cortisol levels, the primary stress hormone, improved immune function, and a greater likelihood of engaging in healthy habits. It's truly a foundational skill for a holistic, fulfilling, and healthy life. So if self-compassion is this powerful, how do we actually do it? How do we integrate it into our daily lives, especially when that harsh inner critic has been so dominant for so long? The good news is, it's a skill, and like any skill, you can learn it. It just takes consistent, gentle practice. Here are some actionable steps you can start implementing today. Number 1, the mindful self-compassion break, your essential go-to practice. This is a foundational, powerful practice developed by Dr. Kristin Neff that you can do anywhere, anytime, in just a few moments. It elegantly brings together all 3 components of self-compassion. Step 1, acknowledge suffering. When you notice yourself struggling, feeling stressed, overwhelmed, sad, or disappointed, consciously acknowledge it. Say to yourself, silently or aloud, "This is a moment of suffering," or "This is really hard right now," or simply, "Ouch." Notice the feeling in your body and mind without judgment. Step 2, connect to common humanity. Remind yourself that suffering, imperfection, and difficulties are universal human experiences. Tell yourself, suffering is a part of life, or I'm not alone in this, all humans struggle sometimes. This helps break the sense of isolation. Step 3, offer self-kindness. Now, offer yourself comfort. Gently place your hand over your heart, or gently cup your face, or hold your own hand, any soothing touch that feels comforting to you. Then, offer yourself words of compassion and comfort. May I be kind to myself in this moment. Or, may I give myself the compassion I need. Or, it's okay to feel this way, I'm here for myself. Number 2, cultivate gentle self-talk, transforming your inner voice. Become acutely aware of your inner critic. When it pipes up with harsh judgments, pause. Then, consciously and gently rephrase what it's saying with kindness, as if you were talking to a dear, struggling friend. For example, instead of "You're so stupid for making that mistake," try, "That was a difficult situation and I made a mistake, but I'm learning. It's okay. What can I learn from this? How can I support myself now?" Try this. For the rest of today and tomorrow, whenever you hear your inner critic, simply acknowledge its presence, then consciously offer a kinder, more compassionate response. It won't feel natural at first, but with repetition, it becomes a new habit. Number 3, utilize soothing touch, physical comfort for emotional pain. Our bodies are incredibly receptive to physical touch, which can instantly calm our nervous system and signal safety. When feeling stressed, overwhelmed, sad, or self-critical, gently place a hand over your heart, cradle your own face in your hands, hold your own hand, or wrap your arms around yourself in a comforting hug. Notice the warmth, the pressure, the gentle presence. This simple, direct act tells your body, you are safe, I am here for you, I care. It's a direct pathway to your caregiving system. Number 4, journaling for self-compassion, a written dialogue. Your journal is an incredibly safe and private space to explore and cultivate self-compassion. Here are some prompt ideas to help you in your journaling. Prompt idea 1. What does my inner critic typically say to me when I'm struggling? Now, what does my wisest, kindest, most compassionate self respond to that? What comfort or understanding do I truly need to offer myself right now if there were no judgment? Prompt idea 2. If my suffering had a voice, what would it say? What would I say back to it from a place of radical acceptance and unconditional compassion? Prompt idea 3. Describe a moment of struggle today. Now write a letter to yourself about that struggle, as if you were writing to a beloved friend going through the exact same thing. Number 5. Self-care as a conscious act of self-compassion. Every single act of self-care, consciously chosen out of kindness for yourself, is a profound act of self-compassion. It's not about obligation or earning worth, it's about honoring your needs. Identify one small act of self-care you can do today, purely out of kindness for yourself, not out of obligation or because you should. This could be taking a warm bath, listening to calming music, taking a short, mindful walk in nature, deliberately saying no to an extra commitment, prioritizing getting enough sleep or savoring a healthy meal. Treat it as if you're lovingly caring for a cherished friend who truly needs rest and nurturing. As you embark on this beautiful journey of cultivating self-compassion, it's important to acknowledge that it's a process, not a destination. You might encounter some inner resistance, or your old inner critic might try to resurface. That's perfectly normal. Be patient with yourself. You've likely spent years, perhaps decades, practicing self-criticism. Unlearning that takes time, consistent effort, and immense patience. Don't judge yourself for not being perfectly self-compassionate from day one. That would be ironic, wouldn't it? Persist with kindness. Each small act of self-kindness, each conscious moment of self-compassion, is like planting a new seed in your mind. Over time, these seeds will grow, and you'll begin to naturally respond to yourself with greater warmth and understanding. Even if you fail to be self-compassionate, you can be self-compassionate about that failure. You are worthy. At its core, self-compassion reminds us that you are worthy of kindness, acceptance, and love, simply because you are a human being, imperfect and striving, just like everyone else. This isn't something you earn, it's something you inherently deserve. The importance of self-compassion cannot be overstated. It is arguably the most powerful skill you can cultivate for your emotional well-being. It allows you to heal your inner critic, respond to yourself with unconditional kindness, and build a profound foundation of inner strength, resilience, and genuine happiness. It transforms your relationship with yourself and, by extension, ripples out to enrich your relationships with others and the world around you. Remember, start small. Choose just one practice from today's video, perhaps the mindful self-compassion break or a simple soothing touch when you're feeling down, and commit to trying it for just a few moments today and for the next week. Be patient, be persistent, and most importantly, be kind to yourself through the entire process. What's one act of self-compassion you're going to commit to practicing today? Or what's a challenge you faced with self-compassion that resonated with you? Share your thoughts, your experiences, or your favorite tips in the comments below. Your honesty and wisdom can inspire someone else on their own unique journey towards inner kindness. If this video offered you a path to a kinder, more loving relationship with yourself, please give it a thumbs up. Your support helps us share these vital messages. And consider subscribing to the channel for more videos on emotional well-being, mindfulness, personal growth, and practical tools for living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. Hit that notification bell too, so you don't miss our next video. Thank you for joining me on this essential journey today. Remember, you are worthy of your own compassion simply because you are a human being, imperfect and striving, just like everyone else on this planet. Be kind to yourself. You deserve